Welcome to Kingdom Expansion with your host, Apostle Michelle Allen, where God is expanding your tent for influence and impact in the earth. Apostle Michelle Allen has an international ministry where she ministers to the broken, the wounded, the destitute, and the hungry, the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ for the salvation of souls, bringing them to a relationship with the Lord himself and bringing glory and honor to the kingdom of heaven. Now, here's your host.
Here's your host. He is I and I is him. Brian, welcome to another episode of Kingdom Expansion. And we have a very, very, very special episode today. We got my road dog, my right hand, my man's right here, my sister Lisa Allen. Like, you look good. You look good on camera.
How y'all doing out there?
Hey, look, she nervous, you know what I'm saying? We had a whole car ride talking about it. She nervous right now. But I'm happy you could be here, finally, because, I tried to get my other sisters and brothers to come. They didn't want to come.
Not here, but it's
okay. But the one I knew was going to come came. You feel me? Like, she came. So, but today we're going to be talking to her right now. We're going to talk about love. She engaged, about to be married and stuff. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, when it got married on me and everything. So we're going to be talking about love, growing up, talk about dad. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today, man. So go just tell people a little bit about yourself if you got anything going on.
Actually, I am the owner of Lisa's Kitchen. And like I said, I am a newlywed. I'm engaged as of last week. So yay for that. So yeah, that's pretty much it that I have going on right now in life. As far as, listen, right.
So let's get back on Lisa's Kitchen, because you can chef up in the kitchen a little bit.
Just a little bit.
You can chef though. So what you got coming up with that? Like, you gonna start doing that when you skedaddle out of state?
I don't know about that yet. We're gonna wait. Just stay tuned. Just keep up with Lisa's Kitchen. That's all I say right now.
So if they wanna order some stuff, go ahead, plug yourself in. Go ahead, plug yourself in. If you make a catering, you made the order, whatever you're doing, plug yourself in right now. It's the time to do it right now.
You can contact me via email at lisaskitchen18@yahoo.com or 323-202-5966. Again, it's Lisa's Kitchen. Just hit me up. We got you from there.
Yeah, she cooking everything, man.
Everything.
She got curry, seafood,
vegan,
soul food. You don't eat meat,
Jamaican
she got like
food,
that. If you eat the
food.
other meat, you know what I'm saying? She got that too. So, just give me a little. All right. So first of all, let's get into this guy, Ty. Okay.
Oh Lord.
Ty. The future.
The future.
The future.
Future.
Let's talk about, like, first of all, how'd you guys meet? That's what I want to know. Like, where did this all start from?
Me and Ty, Darion, Neil. We met actually at Newmont Calvary Missionary Baptist Church.
Okay.
A long time ago. I remember Terrell Cleveland had led me into the choir around 12 years old. Next year, which was 13, he came and joined. I remember that was a part of a little clique called Junior's Deacon, And he always would tell them that he had a crush on me, things like that, but I always would duck and dodge him. Eventually, a supervisor over the choir asked him to take me home. Right. And the conversation that took place in the car. Right, yes. From there, and it's pretty interesting how our life kind of went, because I was actually dealing with women at the time.
Okay.
Kind of lost in that time in my life. He actually was patient. He came into the house, he seen the woman, and he never left. He sat there on the couch and he said, this is not of God. I'm not going to judge you. I'm away. And just really sat on the couch across from this woman.
Wow.
So it's just interesting to me, and it's just like every day he showed his love for me. He kept showing that he wanted to pursue me. He was chasing me. Eventually, we got together, and life kind of took its toll. He went to college. I was at every dorm he was at. Any house he would be at, or anybody he was crashing with, roommates. It was like we lived. He taught me how to you know how to be different, how to rise above, not to be a product of my environment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Tell me how to roll into college, how to do female things, such as, you know, personal hygiene.
Wow.
Taught me how to love, how to be intimate, different things like that. So we had our ups and downs. We had arguments. We blasted each other, but we came back around to each other. We forgave each other. We worked things out. And, you know, day by day, everything has been great.
Hey,
It's been great.
That's wonderful. Now, would you say, like, as you guys, because I see it's growth, you know, continued
Right.
growth from how long you've known each other
yes.
to now. So would you say that, like, maybe that it was always meant to be? Because he really was like, he was a patient dude. Guy like me would have been like, hey, look, I'm going to catch y'all. You know what I'm saying?
He's very patient, yes.
Right.
One thing I noticed about him and I is that we both dealt with abandonment issues.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to get to the details of his family, but I know of mine, you know, my mom was into drugs and things like that, and, you know, we was dealing with, you know, my dad raising all 8 of us,
Right.
should I say. So I always say 2 abandonment people can't deal with each other. You can't.
Right.
One's going to fall off somewhere where the other one cannot pick up.
Wow.
You know, with me, it was a lot. But he was there through it all, and I remember a period of time where he kind of fell into depression, and at that point, I was able to uplift him. And then we got to a point where we both was emotionally stable enough to deal with each other. You know, and I think that's where we at now.
So now that you guys are like, it's even playing field. It's
Even
like, all right,
like, we both mature.
Let's stop
we
playing
settle,
around. Let's go ahead and get married real quick.
Let's do it.
Let's go ahead and get married real quick, man. Come on, man.
When
Let's
it
get
seemed the
married.
worst to the worst to the worst to the worst sides of each other.
Wow.
Like, whoo, the worst.
Look, to all y'all out there, it can happen, okay?
Yeah.
She went through women, abandonment issues, and everything.
Everything. We
And
went
she
through
about
it
to get
all.
married,
Yes.
which that's still not real for me.
Yeah.
Once I see you right off into the sunset, that's when I know, you know, that it really happened.
It's real.
And once you run off to the sunset, I'm like, okay.
Right.
It's like letting your baby go to prom, you know?
I mean, this is real enough for me. To know us is like, to even see rings on a finger, to see the love that's been displayed on Facebook, to see us really doing this is a lot. Because any little thing for us, we'll argue and be separated. Like,
Wow.
oh, try this again next year.
So do you think that type of thing will come back in your, like, once you together as a union, you think?
What,
Because you said how it's easy for y'all to just argue
No.
and
No.
just be done.
No.
Like,
I said, we had to deal with our own issues. And I
Right.
think we both seek counseling to was able to deal with that.
wow.
And we realized that not all the time was it really us. It was just the own issues that was dealing with within ourselves that we never really got over. You know, for like example, like if I would cut my hair bald like it is now, you know, that would strike something for him because of the situations he dealt with in his life with his mom.
Right.
You know, so it's not so much what I did to you. It's just what it reminds you of.
Experiences and stuff.
Right. What
Okay.
certain things remind you of.
Right.
It's the same thing as me. So, you know, I dealt with a lot of abuse with men. So if I see certain things in a certain person, even though he's not an abusive person, if I've seen it, it was just like, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
So that's what I mean by that. But we worked all that out. I don't
Right.
think neither one of us is in that place anymore in life. So,
Well,
again, we've been
that's
dealing with each other
wonderful to
since
hear.
13. So,
That's wonderful to hear, you know,
Yeah.
because at least you guys, you know, have found love and it just happened to be within each other.
each other.
So, you know, and let's just backpedal a little bit to this abandonment thing. Right? Because, I mean, even though that's connected to you guys, that's still not an easy thing
Right.
to still let somebody in there when you thinking like any moment you can probably just leave.
Right.
So can you just touch on that a little bit? Like,
That's funny. You kind of touched on that. Even though I say it was easy for us to leave, I don't think it was easier for me to leave. It was easier for him to leave.
right.
And he just brought that to my attention actually recently. He always said that, you know, anytime we get into an argument or anytime he felt like I was going to walk out the door, he'll hurry up and break up with me first. Because he did deal with abandonment issues. And he said he'll rather leave me than to feel like somebody has walked out the door on him again.
Wow.
So
That's
that was a
deep.
lot of our problems, and I didn't know that until just recently of him telling me that.
That's deep.
Because I used to ask, like, what was so bad about, you know, certain things we do or certain arguments or certain things that was said, like, what makes you walk out the door? He's like, oh, just afraid that you was going to leave me. So I
Trying to
left
beat
you
you to the
first.
punch. You trying to beat
Right,
you
I'm
to the
going to leave you
punch.
first. So,
Wow.
so as I said, you have to deal with the main issues. And sometimes it can start from your childhood. It could be from parents. It could be from anything.
Right.
And unless you deal with those issues, you're really not going to be ready to move forward in life or really be able to love. So we both have to love ourselves first. And that was the biggest
That's
thing.
what-
I
that's
did
what it's
not
really
love
about.
myself.
Oh,
So I did not know how to love him. So yeah, like I said, well, we're better now. Like I said, we're better. We cannot take on the responsibilities of what our parents did not do or what they chose to do.
Right.
You know, and that was another big thing.
So I think you're mostly saying you can't just really like live in the past and just
Right,
be like
right,
how they were
right,
and what they were
right.
like, and I understand
Got
that.
to move forward.
But like
It is
as
what
I
it is. If they wasn't there, they wasn't there.
as I said to you, I seen that you happy. You know, I mean,
Right.
I see it. And to be honest, I mean,
You know, I've
like
never
I
been
keep
this happy
saying,
before in
as
life.
long as you happy, I'm
Right.
happy. You feel me? Because like when I moved here, you was my buddy. We was inseparable. You know what I'm saying? Like
Everywhere,
we was going
lost,
everywhere together.
confused, yeah.
Like we was really trying to find ourselves.
Right.
In situations like we was really trying to see what our purpose was. What are we
Right.
supposed to do? But we was trying to do so much stuff that
Exactly.
our minds was
Right.
clouded and judgment was clouded.
Right. Yep.
But
that's true.
like I'm proud of you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I knew your whole life, you know, since
Right,
you was
no.
this high. Nah.
But you've been around enough
Yeah.
to see the struggle and
Right.
where we come from. So
That's why I'm just happy to see that you're happy and you find somebody that you love and that obviously loves you back and
Right.
makes you feel the way you feel. You know?
absolutely.
But on a better note, let's talk about Dad. Let's talk about Dad. Dad, if you watch it, we about to talk
Bishop.
about you. And while I'm here, the leadership conference is coming up January 2019, right? Dad, Bishop Horace Allen, will be opening Thursday night. Is that Thursday or Tuesday? I don't have the
He
flyer
is
on me.
Wednesday.
He's Wednesday?
He is Wednesday.
Well, she know better than
Darnell
me.
West is Thursday.
And then there's another
And
one.
there's another one.
See, look, I'm not good with the information. I should have had it with me. I'm so sorry, Dad.
I can
And
see you. I don't know your name, but I can see your
Look.
face.
Sundays, catch Dad, or you can catch Dad, Bishop Horace Allen, and Bishop Lorenzo Edwards on the radio station, KJLH, Living by Faith. I'm there sometimes too if you want to hear this voice instead of see this face. But
Listen.
and FBCV Worship Centers have a church. We got 8 a.m. service on Sunday, 11 o'clock service on Sunday. Just come on in and join us if you want
Bible
to have a
study
good
on
time.
Tuesdays.
See what I'm saying? You gonna just
Dinner
be
is
the
at 6
co-host.
o'clock.
Just be the
Bible study at
co-host.
7 o'clock.
Just be the
Yes.
co-host and stop ducking me and playing and just come a co-host. So if I don't know the information, you got it.
I'm here for you today.
Oh, today.
Today.
Oh, today.
On today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call my agent so we can arrange something. You know? But yeah, so because when I say I'm gonna talk about Dad, like I wasn't, you know, we just got here. Me, my mom,
Right.
we fresh off the boat, kind of.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, how did like, cause I hear him talk about it a lot, you know, being in church all the time, working a couple of jobs to make sure y'all had everything, and it's 8 of y'all, and he's doing it all by himself. So how did what he was going through affect you growing up?
Why y'all always want to go deep?
You don't even have to go that deep.
So, how it affected me?
You.
Life with Bishop. Gosh.
Before the bishopness.
Before the Bishop. Life with Reverend Horace Allen. That was a rough life. That was a rough life. But I commend him. You stuck it out with 8 kids by yourself. Like, I don't know how he did it, but he did it. It wasn't always great. It wasn't always peachy.
Right.
You know, there was dark times. There were good times. There was just random times. There was lost times. There was why am I here times. You know, so you have someone who's a preacher who's constantly at the church, you know, providing for us. So he constantly have to be, he's working at the church. He's serving at the church. He's doing feeding ministry at the churches. Everything is like church, to where you really don't realize what's really happening sometimes in his own kid's life.
Right.
I would say it kind of affected me in a way to where it's like, because I didn't have my mom at the time, and I didn't have my dad, so it's like you have me. You have this young female who's kind of lost in the streets, who don't know which way to go, have no direction. So I kind of got into a little bit of everything. Got into everything. I kind of was like a bad kid. I got kicked out the house when I was 13, so I kind of went my own ways from there. So I can't really too much say what it's like living with my dad, other than I know it was tough times and that through it all, he stuck it out. He never ran. He never left. You know, I joke around and be like, sometimes there was nights where we had air pudding. People like, what is that? Keep living. Just keep living. You don't know what air pudding is. You know, listen, keep living for that promise.
Wow, that's a good one.
Keep living for that promise.
That's a good one. Air pudding.
Air pudding.
Wow. Air pudding.
Listen.
I'm going to write that one down. I'm going to keep that one in my notes.
Can't even put it into words because there's just so much. But through it all, like I would say the results of it all,
Right.
I'd say, is I came out being a stronger woman. That, you know, you can't look to anyone for anything. If you want something in life, you got to go out there and get it.
Right.
Period. There's no excuses, no plan to scapegoat, nothing. Just got to go out there and get it.
So would you say that the whole experience with, you know, dad being in church a lot, making sure, like, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but then as a kid,
It's like I don't want to too much touch on it
Right.
because he's a good man, but
Right.
it's like to know what we went through then. It's like I don't want to too much touch on it now. It's like him being in church so much and blocking out what was going on. I'm not going to say really with his kids, but so much with his girls because he already lost the fact that the mom wasn't there.
Right.
You know, and with every girl, I feel like every mom should be there because it's not everything a man can teach you.
Exactly.
You know, so it's already that, and him blocking out, you know, certain things that was going on with us. It was like, you didn't realize it was like turned into this beast right before his eyes.
Right.
You know, and I don't want to like I said, speak on certain things, but you know, most abuse and all that stuff that came through the door with us, it kind of like made me resent my parents almost in a way, like these things are happening because of you guys.
Right.
Like, where's the protection? Where's the care? Where is this? But at the same time, it's like, he do care because he at work. He's trying to take care of all these kids. If he's not at home, it's like he can't provide. And that was, you know, the thing when we always got in trouble. Every time he had to take off of work to come to the school, that was hours he was missing from work. That was food not being put on the table.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you want to be like, Dad, you wasn't there for this, but you was there. Because if
Right,
you
so-
wasn't really there, we would not have been in the place we are now.
Exactly. So I was gonna say, like, as you being a kid, like, I can understand. Even when me and my mom and my little sister was homeless and stuff like that, I could understand. Like, then it's like you're always thinking about you. Like, I need
Right.
this, I want that.
Right.
Like, I need love from you. I need to feel this from you. But when you get older, you really see that, like, he was really grinding it out,
Just grinding it.
so you can really be where you at today.
And I'm still kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie because we all in a great place now. But my thing is when we come to a great place, it's like I would have liked more connection with my
Right.
parents. But again, when you're a bishop, when you sit back as a kid, you see the love being more important to the members
Right.
of the church and not so much the kids. So you have to sit and watch all these things. And yes, it do hurt. I'm not gonna lie, it do hurt to a certain degree. You see them being spoiled, being catered to, and this, that, and third. It's like, oh, hey, hello, we're here, hi. And then you know that we have to sit and sometimes make appointments
Right.
to see my dad.
Right. That is true.
And then you see at the church when we go knock on the door, half the time we can't get in the door because he's talking to his ministers or he's talking to whoever his trustees, whoever he needs to be talking to, you know. And it's not easy being a PK all the time because you have to share.
And I think
share.
for real, that's what a lot of people really don't understand is when you're being a PK is they only really see that, okay, that's such and such son.
Yeah.
That's such and such daughter. Like, they don't really see that what we're really going through is
I
like,
don't say what we carry.
like,
They don't
exactly.
know nothing.
Like the members get more calls to answer than we do. Like, you know, and it's like I sit back sometimes and watch and I just be like, you'll sit there and talk to them for hours and hours, but I gotta wait my turn. Like,
And it'd be funny. They'd be like, oh, I just got off the phone with your dad. He is so funny. You got off the phone with my dad? It's like, yeah. I was like, oh, because I've been calling my dad for 3 weeks. You calling my dad? How interesting. I ain't got no phone call yet. I'm still waiting.
right.
I'll
I mean,
wait.
and like I said, like even to a whole bunch of other PKs out of there, it's just like it's a whole different life. It's almost
Right.
like it's like a celebrity's life.
Right.
And the kids get neglected because they got to keep the limelight. They got to be in the light to make
Been
sure.
told to act
everything-
a certain way, be a certain way.
Exactly.
It's like, what?
You got to dress a certain way. You got to look a certain way. Don't say this. Don't say that. You got to know your way around the church. You got to know what
We
to
go
do
through
and
so
everything.
much hell as PKs,
Right.
especially women. I know men do too, but women is like, and just told to just hush, just
Right.
deal with it.
We were also on the radio talking about, you know, women in the church also.
Mm-hmm.
How, you know, like even when a pastor goes to preach, their wife kind of still gets like thrown to the back. Like,
Yeah.
like they'll walk in and
Yeah.
like it's like somebody come get them and take them somewhere, and the wife be like, so where do I go?
Right.
Like, who's coming to get me? Like, what do I do? Like, and it's like, it even has that same type of effect when it comes
Yeah.
to PKs, because the name can take you, but it's like the respect isn't always still there because you're not the bishop, or you're not the apostle, or you're not the prophet this, or, you know, you're not the pastor that. You're just the son.
That's so true.
And people don't understand that, like, people say all the time, like, PK kids are the worst kids. But it's because, for real, when you, as I've seen, when you think about it, everybody else is like, your parent is focused on everybody else's kids and everybody else's problems and everything like that. So when it's like you come to them.
So when people say that, it's so funny to me when they say preachers' kids are the worst. No. I feel like anybody's kids could be the worst.
Right.
The PKs is because we're sheltered so much. We're told to be in church, do this, do that.
Right.
Like, think about if I was the daughter of a police officer. How would you think that would be? I'd be locked down in the house 24/7. I wouldn't be able to go to certain places. After a point, when I get to a certain age, I'm going to want to branch out and wild out
Right.
because you kept me sheltered in. And that's what I think it is when you keep your kid sheltered in.
Yeah.
See, we've been in church our whole life. I did not know nothing outside of church until I went and did on my own. When I went outside of church, it was hard to get back inside of church
Yeah.
because of the things I experienced. Had I known about these things before, I wouldn't have been craving it like that.
That was the thing with me too. Like, even recently when I stopped going to church for a while, I was more focused on pleasing my situations and stuff that I was whatever I was doing outside of the church. And it was like going back was just like, I'm just
Yeah.
in there, and then it's like I can't sit still. I get there and I'm just
Then
like,
you got this, it's like hot and cold.
Yeah.
You in and out, in the church, in and out. So it's like once you out, you come back, you start seeing things for what it really is.
Right.
And it's hard to really like get in and stay in.
right. Because it's like even like you said, seeing things how it really is. When Mom first got me on the show, that's what I was talking about. It's like even with pastors and stuff, like I see you on Sundays,
Right.
but I can also see you throughout the week. And it's
I
not the
see.
same.
It's
not the same thing.
Listen.
You know, like it's you oh yeah, man, I don't cuss, I don't do none of that.
Right.
But bruh, Tuesday we was just over at
Hanging
the
out,
bar.
chilling.
And you was like 5-6 shots in, like cussing the bartender out. Like, what you mean? So it's like, I think what it is like that's what it really was for me. It was hard for me to really stay in church because it's like, how can I believe what you're saying on Sunday?
That was my problem too. That was my problem. I talked to my dad about that actually. I said, I sat down like, Dad, how am I able to go inside church and listen to this preacher when I just finished kicking it with him last
Right.
night? Or he just finished inboxing me, or I just finished seeing whatever it is that he does.
Right.
How is it easy for me to come inside church and now hear a word from you? And he used to always tell me,
You crazy, man. I don't even know what you're trying to say. Like, that's what makes it so funny. Like, you really start dying. I don't even know what's going on.
Because, oh my God, because only you knew. He said you can't really focus on a man but the word that he's given, basically. And I always say I can't, it's not possible. Because to me, it's almost like a contradiction.
Right.
Like, how is it like, to me, it's like, how do you really, I'm going to question you. Do you really believe what you're reading? Do you really believe what you're teaching, what you're preaching? Do you really believe it? If you're going to turn around and do the exact opposite from it from Sunday, from day in and day out.
Right.
That's why I used to question why people come to the altar sometimes. Why are you coming to the altar?
Every Sunday.
Every single Sunday. The same problem.
And I never understood either one. I mean, at the same time, I feel like I never really got a chance to give myself a time to understand it. But it's like, I feel like once you get delivered, you got to come back every Sunday to get delivered. It never stuck with me. Like, you fall out about the same thing.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what your inner thoughts are, what's
Right.
going on, but it's like every Sunday they call the prayer, you up there and you just crying. Like, I
It's so
said.
important to have your own relationship.
Right.
We got.
And
I had to learn that in
that's
life.
what I'm still working on even, now. It's like I just really stop running, they'll say. I just really stop running and like start really doing what he want me to do. And like I have a better understanding like on life in general, life
Right,
itself. You know, like
right.
my outlook on life is way different than it was like maybe a couple months ago. and I'm really starting not to put a lot of weight in the negative things. I'm not starting to put a lot in like stuff that's not
Right.
lanes I'm not in. I'm not even worried about that no more. You
Right.
know, like it's just I'm really trying to focus. I'm really trying to go where he want me to go and just do what I can. You know, so
Understandable. Like, understandable.
like for real, like I remember when I first came out here, I was really wild. Like you know
I
what I'm saying?
remember. Listen, I remember.
I was really wild. Like,
I remember.
Like I didn't even know what I was doing. Like a lady asked me at the car wash the other day if I was in college, and I told her I was, and I left. She's like, "What you mean?" I was like, "Yeah, I left. I mentally wasn't ready for college." She's like, "What you mean?" As me being in college, I treated it as high school. You know, like when I went there, I wasn't really giving it no effort.
Right.
I had girls doing my homework for me, and then it was like I get the finals and stuff, and them girls ain't in class. They did theirs already, so I'm sitting there like.
Right.
So I get my stuff and I leave. Like, it's college now. You can't tell me not to leave. So I get my stuff and I step. And then it's like, I was just sitting there like, I ain't going back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I realized I had to really go through that to realize that, like, I couldn't live that way. I couldn't be like that. And I think everything in life should be just a lesson for you to learn. And I think even the
yes.
whole thing with you and Dad growing up and y'all growing up, all y'all together, I feel like those things had to happen to mold you to what you are right now, you know? Like, I'm not saying it was a good thing it happened, but I'm saying events had to be in place for you to learn this and learn that and learn your lane and how you need to go get it yourself, you know?
Everything.
Because a lot of people, they aren't like that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people,
But
they
my last experience got me closer to God. Like I was saying, how me and I'm not calling my ex because he's not my ex, well, my fiance.
off a habit, just what's a habit?
What's a habit? Fiance. You know, the last time we got into our little situation, I was actually living out there with him, and you know, I had to be removed from the house. Not that it was anything that drastic. It was just the policies at the time with the university. So when I left, you know, the life that I lived after that, and I take the time to expose myself, like, because I had my own. Remember in Vegas, I had my own place, own everything, working for Humana, and then I went and made the decision to be with him. After that, is like life kind of turned over. It was like, what happened? I came out here, tried to go to my brother's house.
Didn't work out.
That didn't work out. Ended up at my mama's house.
That didn't work out.
That didn't work. We ended up having a fight. I ended up with my play sister. She allowed me in her home. I got a job from there, working at Lucille's.
Yep, that's
Working at Lucille's. I was busting tables every single day, nonstop. I was taking all the hours, no days off.
Right.
And I remember Tiffany, she took me how to drive one day, and then the next day I took my driver's test, a written test. The next day after that, I took my driver's test. The next day after that, I bought my first car. You know, and then after that, I started sleeping in my car at the job in the parking structure for months. And then, you know, Dad told me to come to the church, come visit the church. What happened? I go to the church. My car break down at the church. I end up sleeping at the church.
You know
Up there
crazy?
for months. From the church, what happened? I go sleep at Dad's transitional house.
I'm gonna have to get you back on the show. For
So
sure.
listen, when I say this a whole year,
And it's crazy to see where you've came, you know, from there. Even when
Right.
it was me and you together,
Right.
you know. But look, we out of time. But I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. Next Monday is Women of Great Purpose, so you gotta tune in. Apostle Michelle Allen gonna be here, and Apostle Donna Spivey. Amazing teaching for women, men, youth, whatever. But don't worry, she gonna be back, even though she was nervous, for part 2. So you guys have a good one. Good night, good morning, wherever you are.